What's up? Today we're going to be talking about the 3 best exercises to do when you start to mew. So what is mewing anyway? Mewing is the act of having correct, optimal tongue posture. So imagine that your tongue is basically like this spring holding up the jaw, keeping it nice and tight. The tongue is so important to supporting our heads. Our heads are really, really heavy and quite big, and there's a lot of weight on them, so we need something strong to keep them supported, and the tongue has the ability to do that. It really gives a chance for the jaw to no longer have to overwork and become tense and developing TMD and all of those awful things. Not only that, but having good tongue posture will help open up the airway and help us sleep a lot better. And it also really helps with nose breathing, which will oxygenate our bodies and our brains so much more, keeping us healthier for longer. So what we want when we have our tongue at the roof of the mouth is we want the tongue to be pushing the maxilla, which is this bone here, forwards and up. So that forward and up motion. So imagine that your tongue is like pushing against the maxilla, pushing it forward and up, and kind of sucking up to the upper palate. It's like you're slurping through a straw. And it tightens and tones all of the neck, lower face, mid face, all up here, and it'll bring the cheekbones forward and up. So let's get into this mewing routine, starting with number 1, resetting the jaw. Starting with the hands under the jaw, fingers over the jawbone. And identify with your index finger this round jawbone. It's like where the jaw meets into the little socket. So right here, there's this little round kind of bubble, little ball of bone right here. And that's where the jaw joint is. Feeling that, and now trying to relax your mandible, this bone here, into your hands, holding the face. So your hands are supporting the weight of your head and your face. And now slowly open the jaw. It doesn't have to go as big as possible, just slowly opening it. You might notice that one jawbone feels a little bigger. If that happens, open again. And this time, open the jaw on purpose, slightly to the left or the right. And then the other side, the left or the right. And see if that just changes how big that little bone feels in your fingers. And keep opening and closing the jaw until you feel that both sides feel symmetrical. If it's tracking more towards one side, like the right or the left, let's say the right side, that probably means that your right side is a little bit more tight than the left side. If you can't achieve a symmetrical opening of the jaw, please consult some sort of doctor or specialist in jaw health. Try your best to open the jaw now as symmetrical as you possibly can. And do that a couple of times. Now, try it again, but with your eyes closed. And now this time, try to have your tongue up at the roof of the mouth while you're doing it. If your tongue can't reach up there, that's okay. Just reach as much of it as far up to the roof of the mouth as you possibly can. And now as you're doing that, opening the mouth again, and now see if you can completely hold your jaw, your mandible, by the strength of your tongue. So try to gently let the hands go and see if your tongue can still keep the mandible upright. So my jaw muscles are completely relaxed and it's only my tongue holding up my mandible. If you can't do it, that's okay. Just keep trying to strengthen the tongue until you can. More on that later. If you are able to reach some, most, or all of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, it might be possible to relieve some of your jaw strain by holding the mandible by the strength of your tongue alone. So when you're at this stage, holding your jaw, tongue as far up as you can, try to make some tongue clicks. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And when you're doing the tongue clicks, trying to have your mouth fairly wide open to give the root of the tongue a chance to really stretch and open. Great, well done. All right, so now for number 2, let's reset our posture. Forward head posture, where your head's forward, any permutation, or rounded posture, where your shoulders are rounded like this. Both of those things will really get in the way of proper tongue posture. Starting with a few shoulder rolls, just to roll the shoulders back and down the spine. Shoulders up and back and down. Shoulders up, rolling them back, squeezing them together and down. Setting those shoulders back and down. So you can do these exercises on a wall or just standing. It's up to you, but I would recommend trying them on a wall. Spine totally straight up against the wall. Taking the dominant side of your body, that arm, having the thumb pointing behind you into the wall, and then taking the opposite hand over the side of the face and stretching the side of the neck. So what we're really feeling into right now is that stretch on the upper trap, which is the back of the neck. And by nodding the chin in slightly towards the neck, the stretch on the upper trap will intensify. And then after 10 seconds, coming back. And now doing the other side. So thumb pointing behind you, making sure that shoulder is nice and down. Opposite hand going on the side of the head and stretching the upper trap. Nodding the chin slightly inside the neck. Holding that. And then coming back. Very good. Whew! Oh, really good. You can also do it without the wall. Just standing, rolling shoulders back, hand on the side of the face, stretching the back here, stretching that upper trap. Great to do when you're seated, when you're sitting in front of a computer a lot, sitting on a chair a lot, with a couch, or watching TV, when you wake up. Just a great way to reset. Give a stretch to any tight muscles back there. Very good. So by stretching the upper trap and by rolling the shoulders back, we're correcting 2 of the worst things that happen to our posture when we're seated a lot. If one side is tighter than the other, do that side about twice as much. Now for number 3, we're finally ready to start training our mewing. Let's get into it. Back against the wall, head against the wall. Taking your 2 right fingers onto your chin, imagining there's a piece of paper behind your head, and pushing your chin down like you're nodding. And imagine that that piece of paper behind your head has now lifted up slightly. You should feel a stretch on the back of your neck and contraction on the front of the neck. Holding it for 5 seconds and coming back. Now taking the 2 fingers of your other hand onto the chin and chin tucking again. And now this time, saying the word sing. So close the eyes and say the word sing. 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 And when you say that word, at the end, the NG sound, hopefully you should feel somewhere near the back of your tongue, up, hitting kind of like the soft palate, back of the upper palate. Sing. That is that meeting point between your tongue and the palate. That is so important to identify. All right, coming back from the chin tuck. So when you're doing these chin tucks, try to suck up like a vacuum. Like there's like a vacuum suction going on in your mouth. All right, now for a third chin tuck. Back with the right fingers on the chin, chin tucking, sing. And now say this while smiling, showing just the upper teeth while smiling. Sing. Head up against the door or the wall. Chin tucking, taking your fingers, pushing your chin back, resetting that posture. And now try as much as you can to stretch your tongue completely forward, completely straight and forward. As far as you can stretch your tongue. Tongue back in the mouth. Release the chin tuck. And now chin tucking again with the other hand. And now stretching the tongue forward and towards the right without moving the chin. So holding that chin steady, stretching the tongue forward and towards the right. And coming back. And now do the same thing but the other side, stretching the tongue out forward and towards the left. And coming back. And so with those tongue stretches, really trying to feel when you're stretching the tongue towards the right, feeling the right side of the tongue contracting, the left side of the tongue stretching, the root stretching, and then on the left side, feeling the opposite sides stretching and contracting. All right, so that's 3 awesome exercises for mewing. It will train your jaw to relax so that the tongue can start to take the weight of your face. It will help to reset your posture so that you're no longer doing forward head posture, rounded shoulder posture, and your tongue can properly support your upright position. And number 3, actually practicing getting that tongue up at the roof of the mouth in a beautifully upright position. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if any of these exercises help you. If you got any questions about mewing or tongue posture or anything else, let me know in the comments down below. And definitely subscribe if you want more face yoga content. Bye, beautiful.